Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's event, the Pennsylvania 200, here at the All-American ARCA Series. Tonight, we find ourselves at the virtual Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle, where it's going to be 80 laps, 200 miles, where the drivers have 85% fuel, 3 sets of tires, 1 green-white checker attempt, and no fast repairs. As always, on behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, I'm James East in the booth, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second, as we head out for single car qualifying. As Ryan Perkins, number 8 machine, one of the first drivers out on track here today. As these guys are going to have 2 laps to set their fastest time possible. For other races we've called it Pocono, generally the first lap has been the fastest, but that's why they call it the Tricky Triangle, as Perkins gets a little bit wild in the number 8 machine as he gets ready to start his first time lap of the day. Now, something a little bit interesting today, there's a new rule in play. The race control blue flag will be in effect tonight. That means if a lap down driver is impeding drivers on the lead lap, race control may manually inform that driver of a blue flag, and those guys will have to get out of the way of the leader. Generally, it's a gentleman's rule for oval racing on if a faster car or a lead lap car is behind you, you try and give them the preferred line. Now, that being said, if you're a lap down and still battling with a car right by you, everything kind of goes out the window there, as you have a race to complete as well. Going to be interesting to see how the drivers navigate here today, It is three very differing corners out here, the Tricky Triangle. Each corner modeled after a different racetrack corner. And it leads to a lot of great racing, as a lot of these guys aren't used to the flat banking at Pocono. You're going to expect to see some drivers getting pretty loose coming out of that wet turn 4 area. As we watch, Perkins clicks off a 57.03. Ron White puts it on top of provisional pole so far. But look at that. Here comes Alex Penn, the Cheddar Man himself, with a 55.52. So expect to see a whole lot of 50s coming in today as Zach Rogers clicks off a 55.41. Now, something to note as well today, you've got a stand-in driver. Davis Warren will be racing the number 90 machine, as Jumpin' Johnny Eckert will be out tonight facing a family emergency. So Eckert, if you're out there, all of your friends here at the All-American ARCA Series, as well as the broadcast crew, we've got you in your thoughts, buddy, and hope everything works out well for you. And with a little bit of luck, we'll see Davis Warren represent the number 90 machine well here today. Zach Rogers, the number 5 machine, on his opening lap, clicks off at 55.41. So it seems like mid to low 50s. We're going to expect to see a lot of the field here today. And a little bit smaller field than we've seen in the past. Only about 26 or 27 drivers making it out. DJ Weeks Jr., he clicks off the fastest lap time so far, a half second faster than his competition with a 55.17. Most of our drivers, it appears that their opening lap is the fastest. We're going to check out Patrick Hernandez, the number 19 machine. He's out on track with Team Dodge CHT representing those guys. 18 drivers have clicked off qualifying laps so far. Only a few drivers have not went out on track yet. Andrew McGonigal, Greg Snellbaker, Nick Terrell, and Dylan Gooden have not made it out yet. As we wait to see what Hernandez clicks off for his opening lap here. Hernandez good for a 55.71. He's about 6/10 off DJ Weeks Jr., who's sitting on top of provisional pole. Let's see if Weeks improves his lap time at all. And he does not. He clicked off a 55.38 his last time by. Vandermeer moves up to second place. Heller third. As let's see what Hernandez can do on his final lap, seeing if he can improve on that 55.71. And look at the slip angle all of these drivers are carrying, really hanging it out here. As far as team points going in tonight, you've got Outlaw Racing still out front, Cornerstone Motorsports in second, 2511 Racing third in points, Spirit of Daytona is in fourth, Team Dodge CHT fifth. And still lots of action left to shake up here today, but let's get ready to take it to tonight's grid as we get our drivers out on track. Starting up front, DJ Weeks Jr., the number 97 machine, starting on pole. Michael Vandermeer will be starting second. Christopher Heller starting third tonight. Zach Rogers starting fourth. James Silver starting fifth. Alex Penn starting sixth. Casey Carrington will be starting seventh. Dylan Smock starting eighth. Braden Barkuski will be starting ninth. Alex Harrington 10th. David Wester going to be starting 11th. Ron White starting 12th here today. Patrick Hernandez starting 13th on the grid. Bruce Pearson starting 14th. John Simpson Jr. starting 15th. Kyle Hall starting 16th. Engineering the 654 machine starting 17th. Davis Warren, the fill-in driver, starting 18th. Craig Martin starting 19th. Devin Scroggins with Alpha Ravioli Yoo-Hoo Racing will be starting 20th. Tyler Evans starting 21st. Ryan Perkins starting 22nd. Larry Noel will be starting 23rd. Dylan Gooden starting 24th. Then you've got Andrew McGonigal starting 25th, Nick Terrell starting 26th, Shane Gentry starting 27th, and Greg Snellbaker will round out our field here today as we get ready to get this party started. It's going to be 80 laps, a whole lot of action. And it's going to be great to see what our drivers do. As always, thank you to everybody from across the world that tunes in, supporting your favorite drivers here at the Team Goon Squad Broadcasting Channel. We absolutely could not do it without you guys. I know all of our drivers always appreciate it, and I especially appreciate it. We see every week the guys that like the video and subscribe to the channel. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. And let's get ready to get the party started here at the Tricky Triangle. DJ Weeks Jr. running the prayers for the Eckert family paint scheme tonight, starting on pole in the number 97. A lot of friends here on and off the track for the All-American ARCA Series. So if a driver's having problems, all the other competitors stand with that driver. So well done to DJ Weeks Jr. running the custom paint scheme here today. Pace car will be in this time by. It's going to be DJ Weeks Jr., Michael Vandermeer, your front row. And the green flag flies here at Pocono. Oh, look at this. We're already going to get some side-by-side actions. DJ Weeks Jr., Christopher Heller going side-by-side into turn one. DJ, the bright pink number 97 on the right side of your screen. You've got Christopher Heller, number 11. You are on board with Michael Vandermeer. As Shane Gentry finds himself involved in an incident early on, we're going to wait on that replay until we get a bit of a break in the action here. And just like that, the caution will come out here on lap 1 at Pocono. We're watching Shane Gentry and the number 26 machine just gets kind of pulverized there. That was Larry Noel gets in the back of Gentry. And I believe it's Devin Scroggins with nowhere to go. And then Gentry's going to have to take it back to the pit lane. Let's watch that once more from another angle. Gentry with a hard hit, and then Nick Terrell unable to go anywhere. Didn't see the crash develop in front of him with heavy, heavy damage. I believe Terrell in the number 81 Doritos car, he does still have all 4 wheels, so that's good news, all things considered. So Shane Gentry will be in the pit lane. Larry Noel still out on track, and he's facing a little bit of damage here. And then our top driver is going to be exactly where they started. It's going to be DJ Weeks Jr. out front, Vandermeer second, Christopher Heller third, Zach Rogers fourth, James Silvers fifth as we bring out the first caution of the night. We're going to get our drivers formed up and maybe give them another shot at it. We have not gone a lap under green flag conditions here today, so not the start that these drivers wanted. As 80 laps going to go by mighty slow if they're doing it under pacing, where a minute and 45, minute 40 is about the average lap under pacing. Nuclear Llama tune in tonight saying everybody should get out of their out of their cars and run it Talladega night style. I've got to agree, maybe a little bit faster lap on foot. But let's see what happens as we get the kind of the kinks worked out early on the night. Maybe get a few of the first cautions out of the way. Again, no fast repairs tonight. So I believe Shane Gentry is going to be out with a blown up race car, the number 26 machine. Larry Knoll and Nick Terrell probably have some heavy damage as well. Pace car will be coming in this time by and we're going to get ready to send them out for our first restart here the night at Pocono. And 76 laps remaining for these drivers. And away we go for the second start here at Pocono. You're watching Michael Vandermeed and Christopher Heller going to be battling going into turn one. Heller looks to the inside of Vandermeed. Behind him, you got Zach Rogers, the number 5 machine. Now, everybody in the top 5 is kind of familiar here. Not going to push too hard, too early, and risk damaging their race car. But once you cycle further back in the field, you're going to see a lot of action. As Brandon Barkowski, number 25 machine, trying to get around Alex Penn, and James Silvers right in front of him. As we've got quite the field out here. Barkowski trying to use that side draft to rope up next to Penn. Looks like he's going to get it clear here. As they're going to continue going side by side here, the Tricky Triangle. Just ahead of them, James Silvers, the number 17 machine. Silvers currently running 5th on track here today. And a lot of great racing all across the racetrack. Your race leader, DJ Weeks Jr., finally clicking off a fast lap, doing about 57 seconds flat. As everybody trying to make something happen here, but the caution will come out again. As Craig Martin finds himself involved in an incident. Craig Martin, the 00 machine, the bright yellow machine. Let's see what happens here. Oh, it was to the left. Oh, what a hit. Craig Martin getting pulverized. But the number 65 machine, John Simpson Jr., I believe, was the initial crashee. Let's see what happens here. Simpson gets a love tap from Kyle Hall, sends him spinning around back into the racetrack. And poor Craig Martin could have never seen that one coming, but man, what a hard hit. And then Kyle Hall, did Kyle Hall get hit there? No, Kyle Hall might have had damage from that incident. Oh, no, that's what it was. Let's back it up even more. Yeah, Kyle Hall did not get away from that one unscathed after getting into the number 65 machine. The 65 hooked back and put Hall right on the inside wall. Very, very hard. Severely damaging the number 87 machine. I don't believe he's going to be able to limp it back to pit lane. He's got to grab a tow from the track officials to get back into his pit stall. So a lot of great drivers not having a good night so far, as I believe that's going to put Craig Martin, Kyle Hall, and Shane Gentry into the pits probably for the night, if not a very long time. we're going to get them formed up once more. We're about 10% through tonight's main event. As you can hear, our drivers out there trying to save as much fuel as they possibly can. That's Brandon Barkutsky, number 25 machine we're listening to on board. Now these guys are knowing, hey, if there's a fair amount of cautions here tonight, we may be able to make it all the way on fuel, or maybe make it a one-stop race if we continue like this. So during these cautions, you can hear drivers pulling the clutch pedal, and even some drivers completely turning the machines off, trying to squeeze out just a little bit more fuel. We get ready to re-rack them, put them back out there for our second restart here at Pocono. As now we are down to 25 drivers as John Simpson, Kyle Hall, Shane Gentry still in pit lane, trying to get those cars repaired to get back out on track and score some points for both themselves and their team. Seems to be a little bit cleaner on this restart. DJ Week Jr. still out front. Christopher Heller in second, trying to chase down the bright pink number 97 machine. Vandermeet third, Rogers fourth, Barkutsky fifth. Barkutsky is up 4 spots so far in the number 25 machine. So not too shabby with how tonight's racing's gone so far. A little bit better wide angle shot to show you what's it looking like as we go back to, I believe that's going to be Alex Penn and Casey Carrington. They're doing a little bit of 2 wide action. The battle for 7th, currently owned by Alex Penn, Casey Carrington in 8th. Then you've got Dylan Smock 9th, Patrick Hernandez rounding out our top 10 here today. be interesting to see if we get any green flag runs tonight and who's going to be able to hold it down and maybe keep those tires underneath them. And I'm not quite sure. I think if we can get a few green flag laps, maybe stretch the field out a little bit, you may see drivers kind of get more comfortable out here at Pocono and maybe have a little bit less snap loose coming off the corners, resulting in some of those early yellow flags here today. But right as we say that, I believe that was Dylan Smock getting a little bit of a wiggle on the number 60 machine. As Casey Carrington's going to go to the inside of Patrick Hernandez. Let's see if he can make it stick. Going into turn one, his two teammates side by side. And who is going to yield here? As both the Dodge CHT drivers doing a great job. The 9 and the 19 both battling for that 8th place spot, the 9th place spot. But here comes Alex Harrington as well, the number 85 machine trying to catch up. Now every time the two teammates and the Dodge machines go side by side, that's allowing the drivers behind them to catch up little by little. Christopher Heller, the number 11 machine, has clicked off the fastest lap for his race so far at 55.58. About 1/10 faster than DJ Weeks Jr., currently running around out front. But Weeks does not have the draft tonight to use. Let's see, here comes Howard, the number 11 machine. Is he going to put a little bit of pressure on DJ Weeks Jr. early on tonight? Rolling on lap 13 of 80, but we've had those two cautions so far to punctuate the action. Deanna Piano's here. She's cheering on the number 90 machine of Davis Warren, the fill-in driver for Eckert. Warren currently 15th on track. He's right behind Dylan Gooden in the number 75 machine. Gooden, he's up 10 spots. A lot of great racing going on all across the racetrack here. It's like a little bit further back, you've got the battle for 21st, Devin Scroggins, and the bright pink number 66 machine. He's chasing down Greg Snellbaker, trying to secure that top 20 spot here today. Always easy to find Scroggins in that Yoo-Hoo painted race car. When we go back up front, things are tightening up just a little bit for the lead. We've got DJ Weeks Jr., Christopher Heller, Vandermeer, Rogers, Markuski. As, man, look, Heller, the number 11 machine, is really caught up to DJ Weeks Jr. running out front. Now it's going to be interesting to see how much fuel these drivers were able to save. If they're going to be able to make it to the halfway mark before they have to come into fuel and try and make it a one-stop race. They're still running very, very close times. Weeks, the last time by was at 56.3 compared to his best of the race at 55.68. And what a cool shot here at Pocono as we take it to our drone camera as Christopher Heller starts to make a move on DJ Weeks Jr., trying to edge out the number 97, diving into turn one. Right behind them, you've got Michael Vandermeer and Zach Rogers in tow as well, trying to see what's going to happen, see if maybe they can help Heller up to the front as we have a good chance to crown a first-time winner here tonight at Pocono. Man, and Barkuski and Rogers charging hard as well, going side by side. That's going to allow James Silvers in 6th, Alex Penn 7th, Dylan Smock 8th, and Casey Carrington in 9th. maybe to catch up just a little bit to this lead pack of 3 drivers. As you can tell how quickly Rogers and Barkuski fell back after their side-by-side shenanigans. And oh, well, that's going to be Rogers just ever so slightly into the outside wall. That's going to slow the pace down even more for those 3rd and 4th place drivers. Top 3 running very close together. Weeks, Heller, and Vandermeed all clicking off almost identical lap times. We've seen Heller, the number 11 machine, take a couple of peaks and not quite able to make it happen. And who is Heller gonna, or excuse me, who is Vandermeed gonna help out if he sees a run develop? These ARCA Menards race cars not very well built for bump drafting, but if you ride nose to tail and help work together in the draft, it can help push a car to the front. It looks like pretty much the entire field here. Very happy running single file. Nobody stepping out of line at the start-finish line straight looking for a pass. We may see the drivers calming down just a little bit and maybe just click off some laps and try and get through a fuel run. Heller, number 11 machine, keeps looking to the inside of Weeks. Not sure if we're going to see something happen there. As he gets a bit of a run on the outside, Weeks throws a block on Heller. Heller's going to stay cool, calm, and collected, not worried about it too much, just clicking off his laps and really studying Weeks as they make their way around the racetrack nose to tail. Behind them, that second pack of cars led by Barkuski and Rogers starting to catch up again as Rogers had that big moment and gave the wall a tail tap coming out on the start and finish line straight. And here we go again. Heller's looking at the inside of DJ Weeks Jr. He does a little bit of a slide job coming out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Are we going to see DJ Weeks answer the number 97 machine, or is he going to follow behind Heller and maybe see where he's making his turn-in points and break marks? And they head out on the start-finish line straight. Heller leading the first lap so far for his number 11 machine. We are a quarter of the way through tonight's events. 20 laps done out of 80 so far. And look at that, Vandermeed, he's taking a peek along the inside of DJ Weeks Jr. as well, trying to take over that second place spot. Did not able to get the run that he wanted, hops back in line. And he's gonna live to fight another day. So now it's Heller, Weeks, Vandermeed, Barkuski, and Rogers, your top 5 out there today. We had 28 cars start. We have two drivers still in pit lane, and 24 still on the lead lap here today at Pocono. Patrick Hernandez moves up a spot into 10th place while Alex Penn moves back just ahead of them. We've got quite the battle going on. Alex Penn seems to be losing a little bit of time here as Patrick Hernandez, Alex Harrington, and I believe Dylan Smock are going to take it 3 wide here at Pocono. All of these drivers doing a good job playing it safe, not wanting to risk their race cars too early into tonight. Again, there's no fast repairs, so if you find yourself heavily damaged, you have to go back to pit lane and finish the repairs the hard way, which is with duct tape, hammers, and a little bit of Flex Seal. As Dylan Smock and the number 60 machine still 8th on track. He's following Casey Carrington and the number 9 machine. Dealing good, number 75 machine. He's looking up the inside of Ron White's number 27. Gooden should still have it here. Going into the next corner, that's going to allow him to move up to 11th place. Currently Dylan Gooden, and he is up a 13th spot so far tonight from where he originally started. And look at that, more three-wide action as they take it down the backstretch. That's got to be a white-knuckle experience for all of our competitors, no matter where you're at, in front or behind. Everybody's watching this show unfold in front of them going, man, oh man, just please keep it under control. Up front, Vandermeer has taken over the second place spot from DJ Weeks Jr. Christopher Heller doing his best to avoid the draft in the number 11 machine. He's going to drop to the inside as well as Vandermeer. Weeks, the number 97, looked to the inside of our race leaders, thought better of it, hops back in line. These guys are about 1.5 seconds slower than what they did on their best lap times of the race. All these drivers clicking off either high 56s or about 57 flats that last time by. But look at this. Here comes Vandermeer on the inside of Christopher Heller. Not able to keep the momentum down the backstretch that he wanted, so now he will have to hold on to second. But we know Vandermeer, the number 7, he is hungry. He wants that first win so far for the season. But if we get green flag runs, he does not want to use up too much tire too early. So now it is Heller, Vandermeer, Weeks, Barkuski, Rogers, your top 5. And look at this, here comes Barkuski. He's going to get involved in the top 5 as well, the top 4 I should say. As it was a 3-car Congo line for the longest time with Heller, Vandermeer, and Weeks, but now Barkuski has found himself in the mix. Behind him, he's got Zach Rogers about a second back. It's like a little bit further back in the field, you've got Dylan Smock running 8th on track number 60 machine. He's chasing Casey Carrollton, number 9 machine. As Ryan Perkins comes in a little bit early, number 8, for his pit stop of the night. Bo Chick join in cheering on Alex Penn as well. Penn currently running 14th on track, not having a great race late in the run. He's down 8 spots from where he started, and now he's being chased by Dave Westergreen in the number 93 machine. Just ahead of Penn, you've got Alex Harrington and Andrew McGonigal as well, but look at this. Penn's going to lose another spot here to Westergreen, who is charging hard, as well as Bruce Pearson, number 22 machine, moving up. Up front is still Heller, but now Barkuski. We talked about him earlier. He's entered himself into the race. But Michael Vandermeer trying to make another pass to get back up there. A lot of good racing all across the board as everybody's trying to shake the draft, try and get those guys off his back. As DJ Weeks Jr. just keeps having a whole lot of company joining him in that number 97 machine. Up front, Heller, he's got about a half-second advantage over second place Brandon Barkuski, but the number 11 and number 25 are good friends. As look at that, DJ Weeks Jr. brings him to pit lane, as well as James Silvers, Dylan Smock, Alex Penn, Ron White. A whole host of drivers coming in for their first pit stop of the night. Now we had somebody ask out in the grandstands, how is Davis Warren doing in the number 90 machine? He is down 2 spots from where he started after taking an early pit stop on lap 23. So maybe coming in and make some adjustments on the car and get back out there. As Davis Warren currently 20th on track. But he does have a whole lot of drivers in front of him that just pitted, so that should put him very close to the top 10 as everyone is completing their pit cycles here at Pocono. Michael Vandermeer makes his way onto pit lane, as well as Zach Rogers, Casey Carrington, Patrick Hernandez. But look at this, Heller and Barkuski staying out. The two friends of the number 11 and the number 25 gonna stretch out their fuel just a little while longer. The only driver that has pitted in the top 5 is Andrew McGronigal, who came in on lap 7, maybe to top off on fuel. Going to be interesting to see how long Barkuski and Heller stay out for. It is quite the long pit stop here at Pocono, as Zach Rogers may have had some sort of penalty, as well as David Westergreen. Zach Rogers finally leaving the pit lane after 26 seconds in his box. David Westergreen has been in his pit stall for over 30 seconds so far. Barkuski still out front, Heller second. Now we've also had somebody from the grandstands point out the very unique paint scheme that Davis Warren is running here tonight. That appears to be faces, but I'm not quite sure the meta and the context of the number 90 machine. I'm not sure if that's Warren himself on the car, maybe Jumpin' Johnny Eckert, who normally pilots number 90. But we can say for sure it is unique. If I had a guess, that may be a bet won or lost, as I believe I see Ty's name on the hood. So that could be the world famous Ty Van Dunn on the hood of the car, the number 90 out here today. And one of the more original paint schemes we've seen here for All-American ARCA. Christopher Heller is going to come into pit lane. Brandon Barkuski staying out once more. That may allow Zach Rogers, number 5 machine, to get his lap back here. No, Rogers is still an additional lap down. So he's got confirmation that Ty Van Dunn is sponsoring the number 90 machine today. And the team owner has demanded his driver put the team owner's face all over the car. So a little bit of a development here for All-American ARCA. Teams swapping around, new drivers, bringing on new sponsors. As Zach Rogers doing everything in his power to try and get back in the lead lap as he makes his way around Brandon Barkuski. Barkuski, one of a few drivers in the top 5 that have not come in yet, trying to stretch out that fuel window. Most drivers started their pit sequence around lap 27. We've seen some drivers stretch out to lap 31, 32. But Barkuski, Gooden, Pearson, Snellbaker have not come in yet. Andrew McGraw running second on track right now. He's about 10 seconds back. He came in on a lap 7 for his first pit stop of the night and one of our early cautions of the evening. So you're on board with the race leader, Brandon Barkuski. Clicking off laps number 25. Machine his last time by a 57.6 compared to his fastest lap of the race, a 55.75. As we've got about 7 laps left to go to the halfway mark tonight. As race leader Brandon Barkuski will bring it in, so that's going to allow Andrew McGronigal to take over the race lead, number 16 machine. And McGronigal came in on lap 7 his last time by. Or his last pit cycle, I should say. But he has fallen off the pace quite a bit as tire wear becoming a factor. He did a 58 flat his last time by. He's about not quite 2 whole seconds off the pace, about 1.8 seconds off from what he was doing early on in the night. As now it is Bruce Pearson and Dylan Gooden, the only 2 drivers out on track in the top 10 that have not initiated their pit cycle here, trying to stretch it all the way to dry. We cycle a little bit further back in the field. Christopher Heller, who's now 6th position, clicked off the fastest lap of the race, a 55.47. Coming out on those 4 fresh Goodyears and a full tank of gas. He's going to be driving hard. He's got Vandermeed and Weeks about 4 seconds ahead of him. As now Bruce Pearson and Dylan Gooden will start their pit cycle of the night, while Andrew McGraw is going to be able to stand about 7 laps further than everyone. Now McGronigal, it's going to be interesting to see when the number 16 machine has to finally come in. Since he came in a lap 7 to fill up, hypothetically that should give him about 7 more laps in the competition, so he should be able to make it around lap 43 or so. But the most we saw out of any of these drivers was 34 laps by Dylan Gooden before he finally came into pit lane. So McGraw's going to have to stay out a very long time. He would need to stay out till about lap 45 or 46 to finish the race with just 1 more stop. So I'm not sure you can see the number 16 machine able to stretch it out that far, but he does have a 19-second advantage over second place DJ Weeks Jr. As McGronigal, again, he came in a lap 7 for his pit stop. DJ came in a lap 27 for his. Going for a bit of an undercut compared to some of the drivers. As we ready to approach our halfway mark tonight, that is the current running order as it sits. We still have 16 drivers on the lead lap. We've got 3 drivers in the pits for a long time. Alex Harrington, Kyle Hall, Shane Gentry, all in pit road. John Simpson Jr. was able to get back out on track number 65 to try and salvage some points here this evening. Warren in the number 90 machine moves up one more spot, just getting ahead of Dylan Smock in the number 16 machine. So Ward will take over 9th place in that spectacular paint scheme. And he's going to be charging hard here, trying to make up some time. It's about 42 laps left to go, as we hear some bumping and grinding in front of the number 90 and the number 60. This is the battle for 9th on screen right now. As Andrew McGonigal, he finally comes back into pit lane. Michael Vandermeed, your new race leader up front, with DJ Weeks Jr. hot in tow. Vandermeed came in a lap 28. Weeks came in a lap 27. But how is lap traffic going to affect these two drivers as they are rapidly approaching, I believe it's going to be Westergreen in the BP back to number 93. And look at this, we've seen Vandermeed and then Weeks go back and forth several times here tonight, all battling that top lead, because 2.1 seconds behind them, you've got Christopher Heller, the number 11 machine, watching as they go side by side up front. Weeks takes a peek. Vandermeed shuts the door on the number 97. As they're still battling side by side for the lead, it's Weeks and Vandermeed putting on a show. Who's going to carry the most amount of speed down the start-finish line straight? It looks like Vandermeed's got a very hard charge, but we've seen Weeks trying to work that inside line. Vandermeed trying to stay in the draft of David Westergreen and pick up a little bit more speed, so that way when Weeks falls out of line, well, we're going to get interrupted as we have a caution here at the halfway mark. Andrew Neri involved in an incident. We're going to back it up there. Not sure what happened to Neri. And we're going to do one of the All-American ARCA chopper cameras here today and see what just happened to the number 654 machine. He's trying to get around Nick Terrell. Oh! Is that the number 75 that hit him? Oh, and the smoke comes out of the 654 machine. Let's check a different angle there. Gonna back that camera angle up once more. Kind of a tough one to see there. So I believe that's the number 75 of Dylan Gooden, I believe. That was very odd. Not sure what happened to Andrew Neri there. So we're going to watch Dylan Gooden here in the number 75 machine and see what just happened. Like the right. Not quite sure why that instant replay wasn't working properly. Let's try to get a better angle. I'm not sure if Neri had some sort of problems. A mechanical maybe? importantly, why is the camera not picking it up properly? Very, very odd. Not sure what's going on here today as the entire field makes their way into pit lane. Groundhog 83 saying 75 just ran him over instead of going around. I'm still trying to find the perfect camera angle here. So we're going to switch over to Dylan Good, number 75 machine. Ooh, never lift. We're going to do one more thing here. I want to listen to onboard of the 654 Andrew Neri. Not sure if he had problems there that caused the rapid checkup or possibly something else. You're on board with the 654. Now I just checked up to maybe getting in the back of Nick Terrell and then gets absolutely punted, and then you hear all the magic come out of that Team Goon Squad back 654 machine. So Andrew Neri will be done for the night. So we're going to hear these drivers save fuel. Pretty much everybody came in that last time by, except for Heller, McGronigal, Barkuski in the top three, opting for track position being a little bit more important here. That is our third caution of the night here at Pocono. "28 drivers started tonight. 21 still on the lead lap. We are past the halfway mark so far for the evening. We're ready to form up. It's Heller and McGronigal out front. Barkuski and Vandermeer make up the second row. Weeks and Carrington make up our third row for our third restart of the evening. And away we go at Pocono. Look at that. We may go 3 wide already into turn 1. Now it's going to be 2 wide as Barkuski charging hard, number 25 machine. He's going to get around Heller. Here comes DJ Weeks Jr. on fresh tires, fresh-ish tires on lap 41. No, brand new tires. Are they? There's no way they're going 4 wide, right? Right, everybody? That can't possibly go well. Hinted at 4 wide, maybe thought a little bit better of it, so it's going to be Christopher Heller leading the pack behind him, Barkuski. McGronigal moving up a spot, maybe not getting the drive he wanted, as here comes DJ Weeks Jr. As more 3 wide action, where it's going to be McGronigal, Vandermeer, Barkuski putting on a show for second place. DJ Weeks Jr., number 97, he wants to get up there and make it 4 wide if he has anything to say about it. Everybody trying to find a dance partner, see where they're going to stick with. and who are going to help push up front as Christopher Heller getting a little bit of a breakaway and a chance to breathe. That is a three-way battle, a four-way battle for second place right now, as Vandermeed and Barkuski can't get away from each other. Number 7 of Vandermeed on the inside. Barkuski, the number 25, he's on the high line. These guys are putting on a show here today. McGonigal starting to catch up a little bit to Andrew McGonigal. Our race leader, about 0.2 of a second, separates our top two. And then a little bit of a gap back here to Barkuski, Vandermeed, Weeks, and Ron White now entering the party as well. Ron White's going to go to the inside of DJ Weeks Jr. out of turn the 4 area on the start-finish line straight. And then here comes the number 19, Patrick Hernandez, also trying to make moves. So a lot of drivers out here. With brand new tires, trying to make something happen. DJ Weeks Jr., he's watching Brandon Barkuski, and Michael Vandermeed goes side by side. Weeks is going to try and tuck in behind Vandermeed and maybe make it a 2-for-1 pass here. It looks like he's going to make it stick. He's on the inside of Vandermeed. Going out of turn 3. As Andrew McGonigal out front trying to break the draft of Christopher Heller. McGonigal currently up 24 spots, opting not to pit that last time by. Now, without a caution, I'm fairly sure everyone's going to have to pit once more here today to make it to the end on fuel. As Barkuski really putting the pressure on DJ Weeks Jr., the number 97 machine. This is everyone in the top 5 right now. McGonigal, Heller, Vandermeed, Weeks, Barkuski really driving the wheels off their machine. As Hernandez and Carrington also in the mix. Ron White, Davis, Warren, all really the top 9 drivers, all in a pretty tight pack here. As Weeks still trying to make moves up that inside line. He's accompanied by Michael Vandermeed, who just got shuffled back 1 spot. Now, Davis won number 90 machine. Again, he's a fill-in driver, and he also has a birthday coming up on Tuesday. So Warren just having a very exciting week all the way around. So good to see the number 90 machine, who's normally driven by Johnny Eckert. Again, Eckert at home with a family emergency. We're all thinking about him. So he's got Davis, Warren as a fill-in driver. And for a fill-in driver, doing a fantastic job, running 9th on track with the birthday coming up. But look at this, DJ Weeks Jr. still making moves. It looks like he's going to get around Christopher Heller. And now he's got Andrew McGonigal in front of him. Now Weeks, he's got about 4 lap newer tires than McGonigal does up front. It's going to be interesting to see how long McGonigal can hold on to it with those slightly older tires. As now Vandermeed and Heller are going to go side by side. While Brandon Barkuski, number 25 machine, just watching to see what these guys do. Again, we harp on it every week. When you see 2 drivers going side by side, it's going to open up more of an air pocket for the drivers behind them and allow them to catch up. So you have to be very mindful when you try and make a pass before the tires really start to fall off. As McGonigal and Weeks out front putting on a great job. They've got about a 0.7 second advantage to 3rd place Vandermeed. As now DJ Weeks Jr. will take over the race lead from Andrew McGonigal. McGonigal down to 2nd. He's still up 23 spots so far. But how quickly is Vandermeed and friends going to catch the number 16 of McGronigle, the tire wear being such a factor here at Pocono? Battle for second place between Vandermeed and McGronigle. McGronigle is going to come into pit lane now, saying, hey, if I take a stop now, I can make it all the way in on fuel. So an interesting call from the number 16 machine. With, I believe that's going to be our second green flag pit stop of the night. So now it's going to be DJ Weeks Jr., Vandermeed, Heller, Barkuski, Hernandez, our top 5. Now Heller and Barkuski have not pitted since lap 31 to 33. 31 for Heller, 33 for Barkuski. While the drivers around and pretty much everyone else on track came in on lap 41. DJ Weiss Jr. out front. He's got about a 1 second gap over Michael Vandermeed. James Silvers, Ron White, they're jockeying for positions as well. This is the battle for 7th on screen. Now, guys such as McGronigle are going to be hoping for a green flag run here till the end to make that pit strategy pay off. As if they have a caution now that allows the field to restack up, it could be devastating for their strategy. So again, it's Weeks, Vandermeed, Barkuski, Carrington, Heller, Hernandez, Silvers, White, Smock, Warren, your top 10 here today. But just like that, the commentator's curse strikes again as we bring out the 4th caution of the night. Greg Snellbaker, Tyler Evans, both involved in a big hard hit. Let's see what happens here between Snellbaker and Evans. Ooh! We'll have to get a different camera angle on that one. Kind of hard to see what transpired. You've got Greg Snellbaker, the number 50 machine. Tyler Evans goes to the outside. I think Snellbaker might have thrown a block there just a little bit too late. As the 50, or no, excuse me, Evans threw a little bit of a block a little bit late there. So Evans is the number 15 machine. Snellbaker is the number 50. Those drivers are going to sit there for a moment, wait for the track to clear while they have a couple of choice words for each other. Let's watch once more. So Evans is out front. Snellbaker has the drive on the outside line. And I'm not sure if Evans tried to throw a block there, maybe didn't realize how much of a run that Snellbaker had on the high line. But that's going to heavily damage both of those race cars for our 4th caution of the night. Now, if anyone pits here, they should be able to make it all to the way to the end. As Weeks and Vandermeed both came in on lap 41. They only have 3 sets of tires here tonight. As I believe you're going to see a whole lot of drivers coming to pit lane for their, hopefully, final pit stop of the night. Maybe throw on some 4 fresh Goodyears, fill it up to the top so they know they have enough to make it all the way to the end, plus the green-white checkered if we do get to that point. So it looks like Weeks, Vandermeed, Carrington, Hernandez, Silvers, your top 5 opting to stay out here. I can't imagine they'll be able to make it to the end on fuel, so I'm not sure what we're going to see from these drivers or when they're going to come in. Maybe banking on one more caution here tonight. So it's going to be about 25 laps to go for possibly the final shootout of the evening. As always, again, I'd like to thank all the fans at home that tune in and hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Couldn't do it without you and all of our friends from across the world cheering on your favorite drivers. We do oh so greatly appreciate it here at Team Goon Squad. And always appreciate you guys that tune in each and every week cheering on all of our crazy competitors out there here for the All-American ARCA Series. Pace car will be making its way in this time by. And this could potentially be the final restart of the night as pace car gets ready to make its way onto the pit lane. As we watch DJ Weeks and Michael Vandermeed, your front row. Weeks gets a spectacular start. Vandermeed not quite able to get as well. But look at this, Casey Carrington, who is up 4 spots, currently in third of the number 9 machine. He's going to drop in line on that inside line, see what he can make happen. As Carrington does have a little bit of team support as well. Patrick Hernandez, the number 19 machine, he's in the mix in the top 5. Look at this, the 2 teammates battling for 3rd place. That is Carrington and Hernandez. Hernandez is up 10 spots so far, making his way up into 3rd place. Casey Carrington on the inside, the number 9 machine. And right behind them, James Silvers, the SoundCloud Pro himself, the number 17, trying to get up there and hold on to that top 5, maybe work his way into a podium contention. He's got 2 Team Dodge. Oh, they make contact. Silvers and Carrington touch going into turn 1, able to hold on to it. But now the number 17 machine's got a little bit of racing stripes on the outside. Silvers racing with Cornerstone Motorsports, as well as Michael Vandermeed, Tyler Evans, Zach Rogers, the 4 teammates on Cornerstone Motorsports. Doing everything in his power to try and catch back up as Zach Rogers, Dylan Gooden are getting around the number 17 machine, who might be driving a little bit of damage here now. And look at that 3-wide action. Could not fit a piece of paper between those 3 race cars. It is Silvers, Gooden, and Barkuski all putting on a show. 3-wide once more. Now here comes Gooden and Rogers. They're all 3-wide as well. Everybody trying to find where they're going to stick in line at. We've got 23 laps left to go and a lot of side-by-side action. As the number 75, Dylan Gooden, currently up 18 spots in 6th on track. He's trying to hold off both Brandon Barkuski, James Silvers, Christopher Heller, Dylan Smock, all in the mix here. And look at that, Bruce Pierce, number 22 machine, he's also in the mix. 2 rows wide, 2 rows deep. The battle for the top 10 is all sorts of wild here as they're going to go 3 wide once more down the backstretch. You've got the number 11, Christopher Heller, on the inside line. As well as I believe that's going to be Dylan Gooden and Dylan Smock as well. Man, these guys put on quite a show doing whatever it takes to hold on to those cars. Barkuski, number 25 machine, getting a little bit of a chance to breathe. He's moved up to 6th place once more. Behind him, Heller, Gooden, Silvers, all battling for a spot here. Up front, it's Weeks, Vandermeet, Carrington, your top 3. Now, don't forget, we're expecting these guys to have to pit once more, possibly under green flag conditions. You saw Andrew McGronigal come in very, very early on this run on lap 53 to top off. I believe McGronigal may have only taken fuel and not tires, but he's now back up to 11th place after being one of our race leaders. Dylan Smock coming into pit lane with 21 laps left to go in the feature event, the Pennsylvania 200. Going to be very, very interesting to see what the pit strategy is going to be amongst our drivers, especially those that have not come in since lap 41. Now, Barkuski, who came in at lap 53, he's making strides here. So pretty much anybody that pitted after the lap 50 mark should be pretty safe to make it to the end under green flag conditions. We've got 20 laps left to go, but there's always ample opportunity for an inconvenience caution to come out. As now Christopher Heller and Patrick Hernandez are going to go side by side. Heller, number 11 machine, working his way back up. He's one of those drivers that did pit on lap 53. You've been used to seeing the number 11 up front most of the night as he is crawling his way back up front. Now DJ Weeks Jr., Michael Vandermeet, your top 2 drivers. Casey Carrington, your top 3 drivers, have not come in since lap 41. So they should have to pit in the next 10 laps if we're doing our guesswork correctly here in the broadcast booth. Dylan Smock out of pit lane. Larry Noel coming out as well after a lot of extensive repairs on his race machine. Chris Valer trying to make a move on Casey Carrington, the number 9. As Heller is working his way up. Now he's got Brandon Barkuski in front of him. Barkuski came in on lap 53. So Carrington and Hernandez, again, 2 drivers that have not pitted since lap 41 are going to get cycled back just a little bit as these guys click off on slightly fresher tires, able to put down faster lap times and maybe carry a little bit more corner speed out there with the stickier rubber. We're going to check out front. You got Michael Vandermeet chasing down Dennis Weeks Jr. How long are these drivers going to be able to go on this fuel run before they absolutely must come in? Again, we're predicting they have to come in around lap 70, 71 if they run it all the way dry. Maybe a little bit further if we've seen them 35, 36 lap fuel runs. That would put these guys around 76, 77. But they're not going to be slowing down doing any fuel saving. As they go side by side, it's Weeks on the inside, Vandermeer on the high line. Both these guys putting on a great show out here today, as Weeks will come in, leaving Vandermeer to run a little bit more out there, the number 7 machine. Behind Vandermeer, you got Brandon Barkuski, Christopher Heller running nose to tail. Then you got a little bit of a break, caught about a 1 second gap all the way back to Casey Carrington in 4th. It was accompanied by his teammate, Patrick Hernandez. Not many drivers in the top 10. Ooh! These cars don't like bump drafting. Brandon Barkuski gets all over the back left bumper of the number 7, Michael Vandermeer. Quite the exciting moment, as now Christopher Heller trying to carry as much speed as he possibly can. Vandermeer returns the favor, swaps across the bow of Barkuski, but that could be Vandermeer getting set up for a pit stop here, as it sure looks like that is what we're going to see out of the number 7. So he is going to come into pit lane, gets a little bit of a shimmy, but able to hold on to it, locking up the brakes to avoid any pit lane penalties. Now look at this battle for the lead. It's Brandon Barkuski, Christopher Heller, your top 2. Only 2 drivers in the top 10. The top 5 have not pitted on lap 53. That's going to be Casey Carrington, Patrick Hernandez, and Bruce Pearson in 9th, who have not pitted and should have to come in once more, as Heller and Barkuski putting on a show up front. Heller looks to the inside of the number 25 machine. Let's see if he can make it stick coming at the end of the straightaway here. Going into turn 2, it looks like he's going to hit him with a little bit of a slide job. Opts to keep it pinned down on the inside line, so Barkuski may be able to carry a little bit more speed on the high side. But these drivers running in tandem, making it look nice and clean out there. Look at that. They're going to swap again. Now Barkuski goes to the inside, drops in tow behind Heller. Both 14 laps left to go. These guys are putting on a fantastic show. 15 laps to go, excuse me. The top 2 drivers not yielding any favors to each other, as now Heller is going to be the race leader, but we've seen him swap back and forth several times over. And man, Barkuski was kind of looking to the inside there of the number 11. Didn't quite have the run to make a good enough stick. Now, Barkuski and Heller are 2 teammates, the 25 and 11. That's how they got 25-11 Racing as their team name. So as much as both of these drivers want a win, the last thing they want to do is crash out all the team cars in one swift motion. So they will be communicating with their crew chiefs and their spotters, trying to figure out who's going to go where, who might have the pace. But both these drivers are on the same tire strategy, both coming on lap 53, which is allowing them to run so close together. But now Barkuski is going to come up the inside line against Heller. And the side-by-side shenanigans continue down the backstretch. Now, what we've seen so far is that outside line, maybe they're able to carry just a little bit more speed, as it worked out well for Heller, but who's going to be the fastest out of turn 3 is the real question. That's what's going to set up one of these drivers for a possible race-winning move. It seems like the high side coming out of 3 is the faster line, while the inside of 2 is where all the passing can be made. We're going to cycle back to 6th place. That's Alex Penn, the cheese man himself, the number 30 machine. He's chasing Dylan Gooden, who is currently running 5th, as well as Casey Carrington. "13 laps left to go here at the Tricky Triangle, and still lots of great racing all across the track. Now we know Carrington will probably have to pit at least once more if we do not get any cautions. as Alex Penn, the road racing extraordinaire and the kart racing extraordinaire, trying to work on his oval friends just ahead of him to get a run up into the top 5 that's currently owned by Casey Carrington. Current hard charge of the race, Andrew McGronigle, the number 16 machine, has worked his way back up to 3rd after a green flag pit stop on lap 53, I believe is when it was. He came in a little bit later than everybody else. Topping off on fuel to get back out there, McGronigle, he's up 22 spots to make his way into the 3rd place slot so far. 12 laps left to go. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch up to Heller and Barkuski in front of him. They've got about a 2.2 second advantage over him. Andrew McGonigle's last time by at 56.64 compared to your race leaders who are doing 56.5s. McGonigle's going to try and have to catch that draft. He's only got about a 1.75 second advantage over Dylan Gooden in 4th place. Gooden doing very well in his own right in the number 75 machine. He is up 20 spots here today. So a few drivers able to figure it out here at Pocono and start clicking off some laps and making it look clean and easy. That's Casey Carrington, number 9 machine. He's going to dive it into pit lane with 10 laps left to go on lap 70. Up front, it's still Christopher Heller, Brandon Barkuski. 2 teammates trying to secure that top 2 spot together, as they still have about a 2.5 second advantage over 3rd place Andrew McGronigle. 10 laps left to go. All of your top 3 drivers came in on lap 53, so should be able to make it till the end here. Looking at the lap times, doesn't look like anybody's really fuel saving or having a fuel save in our top 5. They're able to hold it wide and run their regular lap times or as close to it as they can with the worn out tires. Nine laps left to go here at Pocono, as it is Heller, Barkuski, McGronigle, Gooden, White, our top 5 here today. A lot of new faces in the top 5, some being a little bit more comfortable with Pocono than others, but we do have 17 drivers still on the lead lap. Well, we have 2 drivers completely out for the night. That's going to be Kyle Hall and I believe Andrew Neri having to retire. No, Kyle Hall's actually... No, he's still technically in the car on the racetrack, so it does not show him as quitting, but his car is all but done here, the number 87. As Heller and Barkuski still getting a little bit of a time advantage over Andrew McGronigle in 3rd. McGronigle not able to use any draft from any competitors to pull his way up to the front. He's out there pushing air all on his lonesome. As look at this, Heller and Barkuski coming up on lap traffic for one of the first times here tonight with 8 laps left to go. It's going to be a very white knuckle experience. The last thing they want is to get collected and somebody who's about to go a lap down. I believe, it's hard to tell who that is. That may be John Simpson Jr., number 65 machine. It is. Just ahead of them And then now they've got Tyler Evans, number 15, right ahead of their race leaders, Barkuski and Heller. Excuse me, Heller and Barkuski is our race leader. As Heller is out front, Barkuski is in second. 7 laps left to go. And which of the two teammates is going to push here at the end to try and get a race lead? Again, they've got to be very careful not to crash into each other and ruin both the team cars tonight. It is a 2-car team as here comes Barkuski on the inside line next to Heller. Andrew McGonigal in 3rd place, not able to catch up. Barkuski and Heller still side by side. Coming out of turn 3. Now we've seen before, Heller here should have the advantage on the high side. Ooh, they touch ever so slightly. The two teammates get door to door as it's a drag race down the start finish line. 6 laps left to go. They have just 6 laps left to go. 5 laps before the white flag. They do have lap traffic in effect, but the two teammates not giving each other a break at all. As Heller is on the left side of your screen, Barkuski on the inside. They touch once more. The two teammates have to be careful here. Barkuski looks to the inside, not quite able to make it stick against Heller. But man, these guys are putting on a show up front. Only 6 laps left to go. Two teammates driving extremely hard. Not giving each other a break at all. Now Andrew McGonigal in 3rd. He still has about a 1 second advantage over 4th place Ron White. So it's going to be interesting what we see with 5 laps left to go. The leaders, nose to tail, it's Heller. Barkuski, your top 2 runners. Barkuski looks at the inside line against his teammate Heller. Who's going to be able to clear lap traffic the easiest? That's going to be Tyler Evans just ahead of him. Oh no, Barkuski. No, that's Heller. Gets to the outside wall. He's going to damage the number 11 machine just ever so slightly. Tries to quickly get back in the draft number 25 machine. But that can really hurt his chances here if he has any sort of aero damage and loses the draft of his teammate. Tyler Evans' lap traffic drifts out to the high line, allowing the race leaders by. Heller able to carry a whole lot of speed. He's only about 0.2 of a second back from his teammate Barkuski with 5 laps left to go. But how much damage did Heller sustain in that wall grind? Does that machine have heavy aero damage that will not allow him to make any pushes? As Barkuski goes to the inside of the track trying to break the draft, Heller gets a massive run on the outside. Barkuski drifts back high to get himself set up going into turn 1. Oh, we're going to have a race here. Meanwhile, just a little bit further back, here comes Ron White. He's working on Andrew McGonigal, trying to put himself in a podium condition in the Fanta number 27 machine. Not a whole lot of laps left, but it's still everyone's racing their heart outs, trying to secure a little bit better spot. Just behind McGonigal and Ron White, you can see Dylan Gooden trying to get around traffic as well. As here comes Ron White to the inside of number 16, Andrew McGonigal. White looking for a podium here today. Trying to score some much needed points in the number 27 machine. Drifts up the racetrack, not quite able to make something happen. Now White is currently 35th in points. He has 1 pole and 1 top 10 in his 2 races. He got 8th at Talladega and he got 12th at Watkins Glen. So if the number 27 can get his first podium, but we might have a caution come out. We do. Casey Carrington, Shane Gentry, both involved. Let's watch Casey Carrington, number 9 machine. Gentry just gets out on the outside wall and Carrington has nowhere to go. And they both absolutely drill the wall, ruining their race cars. Man, what a hard hit for both of those competitors. We'll get you one more angle of that one. So Casey Carrington, he's on the bottom of your screen, and the number 9 machine. Shane Gentry, who was a lap down the number 26, that touches the outside wall. Carrington does his best to avoid, but unable to do so. And then both the number 26 of Gentry and the number 9 of Carrington take a massive, massive hit to the inside wall. Not sure if Carrington's going to be able to get back out on track and get it pointing in the right direction, as that was a major, major hit. So I believe this may put us into green-white checker conditions. Our one and only green-white checker of the night. Good to see our friend Jonathan Bronson tuning in, a street stock professional joining the crowd here today. That'll be our 5th caution of the night. Now, Ron White, Andrew McGronigal, we're putting on a heck of a battle for 3rd place. And Barkuski and Heller, the 2 teammates running out front, we're also putting on a show. So this final restart is going to be very interesting. I think you're going to see a lot of no-holds-bar racing, as everybody's going to try and get themselves a spot before a possible caution comes out. We'll give you a story update. Davis Warren, the fill-in driver, the birthday boy of the number 90 machine, currently 9th on track. He's up 9 spots from where he started today. So for a fill-in driver, able to find himself in the top 10, very, very impressive. As you see Dylan Good, David Westergreen, Nick Terrell coming into pit lane, as well as Craig Martin, Dylan Smock. It's going to be interesting to see who's putting on their last set of tires if they have it available before we send these guys out for the 1 green-white checker attempt of the night. So as we get ready for our final restart of the race, everyone is on their seats waiting to see what happens. It's going to be Barkuski and Heller, the 2 teammates on the front row, followed by McGronigal and Ron White on the second row. Alex Penn and Devin Scroggins will be our 3rd row. But we've seen Barkuski and Heller battling all night long, as well as McGronigal and Ron White. Ron White looking for his first podium of the season, as this is going to be one spectacular shootout again. If the caution comes out before the white flag flies, that will be the running order that we finish in. So you can bet your last dollar everyone's going to push very hard early on, and they're on fairly old tires. These guys have about 30 laps on this set of tires. So keep an eye on the restart, as well as some drivers may face a little bit of wheel spin. We've seen it before where everything goes terribly wrong when somebody gets a little bit loose on a fresh set of tires, putting down the loud pedal as quickly and as hard as they can. But the pace car will be in this time by, get ready for the season or the race finale, the Pennsylvania 200. Pace car is in. Barkuski gets on the gas. The number 11, Christopher Heller, follows in tow. Right behind him, McGronigle and Ron White still side by side. Looks like it's going to be McGronigle on the inside line. And behind them, everyone jockeying for position. They can see the top 5 just within reach, if not a podium. Because Alex Pin, number 30, he's charging hard, as well as DJ Weeks Jr. trying to run the inside line, make something happen. Everyone swerving all across the racetrack. McGronigle running the inside line, trying to get around Ron White's bright orange number 27 machine. Behind them, they're going 4 wide. Oh my, hold on to it, boys. We're almost there. Here comes DJ Weeks Jr. charging hard as well. The number 97, Ron White's going to get shuffled back. He's going to go for a wild ride. It's going to be a pileup, a big crash, a massive crash here at Pocono. The yellow flag is out, as well as the white flag, so I believe we're going to finish under caution. It's going to be Heller, Barkuski, and I think DJ Weeks Jr. barely able to get onto the podium, but let's take a look at that replay. That was a massive, massive crash. So watch Ron White, has the check up from getting around DJ Weeks, just gets rear-ended. Nowhere for any of these guys to go. They know it's overtime conditions, so everybody gets on the gas. But then just like that, they paved parking lot here at Pocono as everybody, ARCA brakes in full effect, nobody lifting, total disregard for bodywork and human safety alike, as cars are still crashing, still finding new and exciting ways to damage bodywork, as no one getting on the brakes, everybody holding it wide, trying to make the start-finish line. But we are going to finish under yellow flag conditions here today. As man, oh man, what a race, what a race. An absolute yard sale here at the Tricky Triangle. And the checker flag will fly for Brandon Barkuski under yellow. And what a finish for the Pennsylvania 200. We're going to try and get our drivers up into the podium booth to celebrate their win today, as 2 teammates bouncing off each other, having a whole lot of fun. But it is Brandon Barkuski, the number 25 machine, bringing it on the top spot with his teammate, Christopher Heller, and then DJ Weeks Jr. in the Johnny Eckert paint scheme tonight, supporting his friend, the number 97, getting the 3rd spot on the podium. Barkuski burning it down. A well-deserved victory donut here today. As we're going to get all of our drivers up in the booth here shortly. Up first, we've got DJ Weeks Jr. DJ, what a night that was, my friend.
Yeah, unfortunately, pit strategy wasn't on my side tonight, but I definitely had a fast car. That's for sure.
Now, going into tonight, did you expect tonight to be a little bit rougher here today, or a little bit worse?
Actually, I expected a lot of green flags. I'm really surprised that we had cautions here and not like at Nashville or something like that. It really messed me up because I already knew a kind of a strategy going in, and it was working to my what I wanted to, and then mid-race yellows just threw everything off completely.
Yeah, it seems like pit strategy was kind of tough coming in tonight, and it's one of those weird race amounts where things are kind of tough to plan a pit strategy. Did you have an initial strategy going into tonight, or what was the plan for strategy, or did you have one?
Oh yeah, I mean like there's certain laps you can get to, and it's a two-stop race regardless. So once you hit a certain lap, you know you can pit. It's just where you're at on the track and the tires, and who's around you, and then you just adjust from there. Like I said, I knew what I wanted to do, but yeah, like yellow can't predict yellow, so that's the only thing bad about it.
And now, DJ, we did notice a special paint scheme tonight. Can you tell me what that's about?
Yeah, my teammate for Outlaw and good friend Johnny Ecker lost his grandmother on Monday, and he couldn't race tonight, so I decided to put together something real quick to just show that we care about him and we're thinking about him every day.
Well, a lot of good friends here on and off the track at All-American ARCA. Great run as always, DJ. Good having you up in the booth, my friend. Before I let you sign off, who would you like to give it a shout-out to that may be supporting you behind the scenes?
Oh yeah, obviously my team at Outlaw. Johnny's still dominating this league, and I think we're getting there. I think he's gonna got some competition coming, and everybody there, Casey. We work together during the week to get this league in the right position. Kyle, thank you for broadcasting it. Everybody at the Goon Squad, and yeah, just a great night.
Well, always a pleasure, DJ. Hope to see you up here again next week, my friend.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right, up next, we've got Christopher Heller scoring second tonight. I mean, Heller, we saw you going back and forth with the Barkuski. You guys must have been having a whole lot of fun out there as a team.
Oh yeah, we were definitely cracking jokes in the Discord for sure.
Now, was there any worries that you and your teammate, Barkuski, were going to crash into each other, or were you guys just being a little bit careful there in the final laps?
We were just going full send. The last couple laps, on that restart, I told him if we wreck each other, we wreck each other. Let's just go for this win.
That's awesome, man. You guys did a great job all night. Now, so you said you're just going for it all night. I'm guessing there was no planned winners for this one as you're both driving as hard as you can?
Absolutely. I was trying to win this race as much as he was.
Well, you guys did a great job. You guys put on a spectacular show. I mean, from start to finish, we saw you guys with a little bit of light contact, bumping off each other. Now, I know you're second in points going into tonight, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you is this how many wins have you got so far this season? I don't think you've gotten one, correct?
No, I've been really close, and I thought I could have had a good shot tonight, but I thought I had a really good shot until that yellow came out.
Well, you've gotten, I think this is the fourth second so far, so good to see you staying consistent up there, Heller, all season long, and hope to see you do well. But, man, I got to congratulate you again. That was a spectacular show here today.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. A couple months ago, I showed Brandon how to get around here in a truck, and truck and this car are pretty similar. I mean, they're not apples to apples, but they're pretty close, and he took to this car just as well as he took to the truck, so I'm very proud of him, and kind of wish I didn't show him all the secrets because he's a very quick learner.
Well, you did a great job out there. Always a pleasure having you up in the booth. You've been one of the most consistent drivers all season long. Chris, before we let you sign off, who would you like to give a shout-out to that may be watching along from across the world and cheering you on that number 11 machine?
Oh yeah, I just want to, of course, thank Brandon. Thank my parents for watching, you guys for doing the broadcast, and the entire league as a whole. So, thank you.
Well, always a great job, man. Hope to see you up here more often. And we, again, congratulate you and the entire team on the great finish here today.
Yep, thank you.
And up next, the man of the hour, Brandon Barkuski, with the second win of your season. Brandon, how pumped are you right now, my friend?
Oh man, that was awesome to duel that out with Chris. Chris and I own the team we raced for, and man, I don't think we've ever had a showdown like that where we've had to literally just mano a mano each other. So I'm glad I got the upper hand there. Chris is part of my French, hell of a race car driver, and he just locked up a title on the big league we run in last night, even just a race before the end of the season. So I'm not beating a slouch out there. This guy's a darn good race car driver, and this one means a lot to me though. I'm actually from Philadelphia, suburbs in Philly, so Pocono is the home racetrack. I've always kind of historically stunk at this racetrack, and finally got one here. So put my Eagles on the hood, and I guess that's all it took. Just like in Super Bowl 52, they were the underdogs. Everybody counted them out when Carson Wentz got hurt, and hunger dogs got to eat, as Jason Kelsey said. So that's what we did tonight.
Well, you did great. Now, Heller said he wasn't too worried about possibly crashing into each other. We saw a little bit of a bumping and a little bit of grinding. Were you worried that yourself and the teammate were going to find yourself maybe taking a premature entry to pit lane at the end, or were you pretty confident in your teammate for you guys not to crash into each other?
No, I think I definitely probably made some contact with Chris, but we were joking about it. Chris made a move that kind of like went through the grass a little bit last night to pass me in a race, and from when I was in the lead, and it cost me a couple spots with dirty air in the Cup car. So we were joking that we're even after that. So I guess we're even, Steven. But we're really good buddies and really good teammates. So that's the way we race, and we got to race each other too. We're each other's competition, but I think there's gonna be no hard feelings between us.
Nah, there shouldn't be. You guys put on a spectacular show all night long, Brandon. You guys have got to be just ecstatic as a team. Before I let you sign off, who would you like to give a shout-out to that may be supporting you behind the scenes? Friends, family, sponsors, the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, no teammate, no close buddies of mine, but everybody knows that Johnny Eckert is the best race car driver in this league, and unfortunate circumstances why he is unable to be here tonight. He fortunately lost a family member. I reached out to him last night. I was just messaging him on Discord, seeing how he was doing, letting him know I'm there for him if he needs me, and we're looking forward to have that guy back on the track. He is an absolute unit on this racetrack, and it's not the same without him. So praying for him, and hopefully he and his family can get through the mourning process. And it's never easy losing family member. I know for a fact. The reason I race a Pontiac in this is because my grandfather lost him terribly to colon cancer, and my first car was his car. Is a Pontiac Grand Prix, so I'm extending my heart to Johnny. He's a good man. He's the best guy in this series, but he'll never rub it in your face or anything like that. He's one of the most humble guys I've met on iRacing, so all out to Johnny tonight.
Well spoken, Brandon. I know Johnny's going to appreciate it. I know everybody at home appreciates it. And again, man, congratulations on a very good win with your teammate. You guys did very well out there.
Yep, thank you so much, and looking forward to next week.
Yes, sir. Looking before another good one.
Yep, take it easy.
You as well, sir. And that is going to do it for the Pennsylvania 200, decided under green-white checker conditions. That did end in a caution, but man, what a great race. Now on screen, these are the unofficial results. We've already heard some rumbling from drivers that something's not quite right. So we'll give you a full breakdown next week on how the standings actually finished. But for now, that is how it's going to be. Barkuski up front, Heller second, DJ Weeks Jr. bringing home third. On behalf of the All-American ARCA Series, Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, well, I'd like to wish you all a happy and safe evening, and have a great night, as we'll be back same time, same place next week. Have a great night, everyone.